We them broke boys from the hood. We on them missions, understood. Won't catch us lacking, we that good. We always winning like we should. We flying high, we butterfly up to the sky. No way you catching us, goodbye. Pray to God we make it out alive. I'll never leave my dogs behind. We stick together like we signed. We shooting stars, one of a kind. We undefeated, just resign.
Can I be the best fiends too?
I guess you can, but this is kind of. Oh, hold on, let me take off my hat.
Why, you're uncomfy?
Yeah,
It's probably squeezing in all the wrong ways.
It's hot. This is like.
It is hot in here. That's why we opened the door.
And it's just us, so it's like let me just get comfortable.
Period.
Like, you know what's hard is sometimes when I have a guest, I feel like I have to be okay.
Like on.
I have to be presentable.
Well, you have to be like a host, and you have to be like a host because they're at our house.
Not even just like a host at our house, but just like you have to be looking like the part, looking good, looking fresh. Like I always have to be well dressed. And there's some people that are just like they like where I'm comfortable with, where I know I don't need to be.
You're comfortable with me?
Yeah, and I'm comfortable with other guests that I keep having, like Chango, DJ, his boy Isaac, even with Ivan and Juan, like when I have them over. But if it's any other guests, like I feel like I have to be like,
you see them less frequent, so you want to like.
And it's like a
be
good
on your
impression.
best. Yeah.
But like in reality, I'm more laid back, like I'm chill. But
real, you guys don't know this, but we're in our pajamas right now, sitting in our living room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then I was just grabbing little clips here and there just to make something out of content.
Yeah, period. You've been doing a good job grabbing the camera and like getting into it.
I'm trying to get more comfortable. Talking to Chango, he really inspired me of like just doing it. Like do your vlog. Like everyone has always told me about just doing it.
Yeah.
But I never really put as much effort as I am this year.
Well, then you have to feel that way to like get it going too.
Yeah, and it's been a minute. I mean, I posted an episode last week because obviously it was the first of the month of coming back. So a lot has happened since then. Since the month of January, we never talked about. We never even got into full detail. So, and I'm sorry, but so if most of you guys didn't know, there was a lot of fires happening in California, and then we had a lot of deportation happening with ICE and in the Central Valley alone. And so it really just affected home. And I would see content creators posting here and there, but then I would see some people like posting and sharing the wrong things. Yeah. And not really like standing up to like, hey, like I'm a Latino content creator. Let me do this, or let me advise some people. And some people got backlash from it. Yeah. Other people didn't. And for that, like I was just like, you know what, this is such an insensitive time, and why would I be posting content knowing that there's so much wrong in the world?
Yeah, or at least it feels like that.
Yeah, and it was just so chaotic with the fires and like...
And it was like close to home. It was like in the Central Valley. They were here. Like, had that been our family a few years ago, we would feel different than we do now. So it is scary. Yeah,
and then growing up with immigrant parents and with a family that came from the other side, it's a difficult time, and I felt like I just needed time for this to pass. I didn't. Yeah,
it just felt like a lot.
Yeah, and it didn't feel right for me to be posting and being like other content creators that were just like whatever about it. Or
I feel like just no one really knows how to like react. Yeah. I feel like it was like not only that, but then like the fires. Like we're not in LA. We're pretty out from it, but we have family there that was directly affected, that had to evacuate. So like you're not there, but you're reading all this and you're seeing all this, and like your loved ones are out there, and so many people are out there, and their houses are just burning to the ground. Yeah, like minutes warning, and you have to pack everything you ever loved, everything you've ever owned, and like say goodbye to it. That's a scary thought. And then the air quality after. I know that my aunts are still dealing with like the air quality, like the parts of their city are burned. Yeah. So it is hard, and it is like condolences to everyone who did lose their house and are navigating the aftermath of that, because I'm sure that's stressful. Yeah, and again, shout out to the first responders that went and sacrificed they're putting their lives in this in danger.
So,
I think it was just a lot. It just felt like a perfect mix of like chaos and then like.
Yeah, and I told DJ and the guys too, like it just felt perfect timing for me to take a break.
Yeah, take a pause.
It was necessary because of life and again, like just having so much pressure.
Well, even the end of last year, like it was just a lot.
Yeah.
So I feel like it was a perfect time for everyone to just like, okay, let's restart.
Exactly. So yeah, so I took up that decision. I didn't talk to anybody about it. Kat kind of knew like, hey, like I think I'm just gonna take a pause from content just because of how life was and chaotic.
And I think it was like a pause from not only creating content but like absorbing it even.
Yeah.
Like everything was so negative. Everything was so like doom and gloom. We got our new president, which I'm not too jazzed about, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
We got a new president. That kind of created a whole like
there was a lot of negativity.
Well, yeah, a lot of negativity, and then a lot of like immediate actions that he took that have immediate consequences that like the average people are gonna have to deal with now. And I feel like that with the fires, with the ice, like with all that, like I feel like all it was just a perfect storm of like, okay, let's just take a break in general. Because I was even on TikTok and I was like doom scrolling and everyone's like,
there was the whole TikTok ban.
Yeah, and then it came back.
And then it came back, but the TikTok ban did us some good because we were able to stop.
Stop consumption because everything was so negative. And again, it wasn't like day after day after day. It wasn't back to back, but it sure did feel like that.
Yeah.
It felt like it was everything all at once. And there was even a few days where I was like down and out because I was like, what is happening? Like, what is the world? Like, we got this new president, everyone's acting out, everything's happening. We have the Santa Ana winds and now we have these fires. And like, then ice is literally like taking people.
Yeah.
Like, it just felt like a bad mix of things.
Yeah.
So I think not only did we need to stop, or did you need to stop creating content, but also like absorbing it. Like,
yeah.
I think we just needed a break.
Yeah. And I'm glad we took it. It was necessary. And it wasn't that I didn't have any content because I've been sitting on it. I literally have a lot of content to post.
Yeah.
But I don't want to spam post. I didn't want to post in the worst possible time. So I've just been easing my way back into this. Like, hey, I'm back into routine. I'm back here.
Yeah. And I feel like January felt so long.
Yeah.
That I feel like you were posting even in the beginning.
Yeah.
And then it was towards the middle where you were like, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's take a little break. So I feel like it wasn't a whole month, but it was a good break.
Yeah, because I had DJ come over and Isaac here, and we were making content together, and it was like, okay, cool. But I didn't post it just that whole month. It was just so hard.
Yeah.
And just what I believed. And I get it. There's some people that may not see it that way, but that's just how I saw it. Mm-hmm. And yeah, so now we are back. And we're back in routine. I have a lot of episodes. Woohoo! And I think this one I'm going to post as like a quick, like up to date, you know. And
they say get on track.
Yeah, to get back on track, to update everybody with my life. And I just feel like I have content that's just talking about things progressing.
Yeah.
But nothing to give like, hey, like this is
where we're at right now.
This is, exactly. So yesterday was my mom's birthday.
Period.
And I love spending time with the family. I love when everybody comes over, and I love doing great things for my mom.
Yeah.
So we had her over. We had a family get together, and I'm grateful for everybody that came, and I'm grateful to have her here for another year.
Yeah, that was fun. Yesterday I was asked to be madrina to our niece.
Congratulations.
Our oldest niece. Yeah, so that's gonna go down. I'm very excited for that. Very grateful that Ari decided that I was fit to be her madrina. Stop, I'll cry. So that happened yesterday. The Super Bowl was today.
Super Bowl
literally just ended.
The Eagles
go Birds.
Beat the Chiefs. Fuck the Chiefs.
Kendrick Lamar had his concert.
We'll talk about that one. Maybe not right now in this episode. Cause I want to. I think
you want to debrief.
Yeah, and I just want to bring everybody together. Like, it's been so long. I have a lot of listeners, and like it's been a minute.
Right.
And yeah, so to give you guys also another big, like, this is a big move for me, and it was emotional for me today.
Yeah, that was today.
And I love the journey that I started this 2 years ago. and who I started it with, and had it with this host provider from the beginning. And when I first initiated this, I didn't know where it was going.
Yeah.
And
or how to do it.
Exactly. And this host provider I've been with for 2 years. And
shout him out.
Shout out Buzzsprout. Thank you so much for everything that you have done for Broke Boys, creating the website, creating all the links, and also like providing all the episodes to every single one of you guys.
Yeah.
All over the world. This last time that I checked the rap for Broke Boys, we were listened to in 16 different countries.
That's crazy.
And I can't be, like, words can't describe how grateful I am for Buzzsprout to give me the opportunity and to really help me elevate to the next level. And I'm grateful. I've stuck with you guys for 2 years. And the moment came when I received an offer from Spotify
to become your host provider.
To become my host provider. And it was hard. It was a difficult decision. And I'm going to try it out. So I'm hoping that Spotify can spread out the same thing like Buzzsprout did. And I'm never going to forget where you start. Like,
shout out Buzzsprout.
So I'm grateful for Buzzsprout, and I will always like be blessed for the team.
Yeah.
And I just can't.
I think it was both, because you got a little emotional. I think it was both like you were proud of yourself for like getting the offer from Spotify.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how it works, but I'm sure you have to reach like a certain something.
Yeah.
So I think you were like proud of yourself for doing that. And then I think you were also sad because it's like growth means change, and change in this aspect was literal. And then like changing from Buzzsprout to Spotify.
Yeah.
And I think that was sad because like, yeah, you're growing, but that also means change, which is sad.
Yeah.
So I think that you were like proud of yourself, and then you were sad, and then you were like, I don't know what to do. And I was like, okay, we'll give it a chance. Because you could go back if you really wanted to.
Yes. Like there's no hard feelings. There's nothing wrong with it. A lot of people do change their host provider. Some people strictly stay with Spotify.
Yeah.
Other people stay with, there's different ones out there. I stuck with Buzzsprout just because it was the first one that I ran into.
Yeah.
And from the get, it's always been good to me. It's never failed.
It was a positive experience.
Yeah. And Spotify, I just think about like, wow, like if this is the next level, do I take the opportunity or do I not? And I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Like when you take a chance, you really don't know.
Yeah. So this is a risk that I'm taking, but I'm doing this for the greater good.
Yeah. And like I said, if you do it for a month and you don't like it or it doesn't perform like you want it to perform, okay, go back.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's just cool that you were offered and that, yeah, maybe this is the next step. And if it's not the next step, then you're like, okay, now you know what you don't want in a host provider.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So this will officially be the first episode hosted by Spotify.
Period.
And
when is this getting posted?
I'm going to edit this literally tomorrow when I get off work. And I'm going to have it, and I want it to be posted. Hopefully it gets posted quick. Because again, this is completely different from what I'm used to. Yeah, so here today to give you guys a quick update with everything that's happened. Me and Kat took this incredible, spontaneous weekend vacation.
That was crazy.
Knew. And I vlogged the entire thing, and I'm still working on trying to get that vlog out.
Yeah.
Because it was incredible. Like, no one knew that we went out of town. No one knew that we had this
trip planned. I think it was just fun because we had been saying, well, and then guys, if I'm on a podcast, that means we went to Disneyland. That's what this means. If I'm on a podcast, if it was up to me, this would be a Disney podcast and we just talk all day about Disney, but it's not. So we went to Disneyland on the 25th of January.
Yeah.
We had been talking about it because we're Disney frequent visitors. And the last time that we had gone was with my aunt and my cousin and my in-laws.
We had gone on like a big family trip.
Yeah, in October. And that was the last time. And we kind of said in October, like, that's the last trip of the year because the holidays come and it gets pricey and like Disneyland isn't cheap.
Yeah.
So we kind of knew in October that would be the last trip that we took for the year, which was fine. So then after Christmas passed, we were itching to go back because the holidays are over. We made it through holiday season.
Yeah.
And we were like, okay, when are we going to Disneyland? And then as soon as you say the word, especially around our phones, because we're just like always in Disneyland.
Yeah.
Then all we start getting targeted is Disney ads on Instagram, on TikTok. And like, I'm not complaining. I love Disneyland. But that's all we were getting. So then Martin was saying one day he got paid and he was like, hey, I have money. Or he was like, what day are we free? And I was like, I don't know, like January, we have my brother's birthday and then my niece's birthday or our niece's birthday. So I was like, I don't know when we're going to go. We look pretty booked and busy, except that last weekend in January.
Yeah.
So Martin checked the ticket prices and they were cheaper than usual. And Martin's like, I can afford the tickets right now. And he had just gotten paid. So I don't know why we were on the app.
And I think the other thing was, as well, as like, I was really itching on making content because I knew I was going to take this break.
Yeah.
And I was like, what if like I can vlog it and this can be like a practice vlog and I don't have to post it.
Yeah.
But I could just learn from it. And it really just took the time to be like, hey, let's just fucking do it. Let's just go live our life. We're young. We're able to do it. And let's just go on in this adventure, which is why I think I came up with the idea with like, hey, let's just not tell anybody.
Yeah, so it was kind of Martin who was like, let's just not say anything. And you know me, I'll talk until the cows come home. Like, I'll yap to anyone that'll listen. So it was really hard because Martin had bought the tickets, but he was still unsure if we were going.
Yeah.
Martin bought the because you can change the reservation for a different day or you can like adjust it or whatever. So leading up to the trip, I got really sick on
Thursday.
On Thursday, I woke up. Well, the week before, I had like a sore throat.
You were already sick before.
Yeah, I just had a sore throat. And then as the week went on, it went from all day to just like morning and nighttime. Yeah. And I was like, okay, I'm good. Well, then the Thursday before we were leaving, mind you, it's still a secret. I couldn't breathe. Like I was so congested, I couldn't breathe. My chest was hurting, and then I would cough, and it felt like it was coming from the core of my chest. Like it hurt so bad. So then I was taking medication. I fell asleep Thursday night, and knowing I have this trip on Saturday, I was like, I have to go to urgent care on Friday morning. So I wake up, I go to urgent care, and I'm like, hey, I'm in pain. Like I sound like shit. My throat hurts. I go to urgent care and she was like, well, your right lung sounds kind of cloudy. I don't know what cloudy means, ma'am. Yeah. She was like, she tested me for COVID, strep, and the flu. And she said that I had none of it. Yeah. So she gave me cough syrup. She gave me lean. And then she gave me a pill to stop the coughing because when I cough, that's when my chest hurts. Yeah. And then she gave me like a nasal spray for my sinuses. So then I left and she said, oh, and come back on Tuesday if you still don't feel better, because that means it turned into pneumonia. Yeah. I said, oh, perfect. So I come home that night.
And like, this was a huge debate too, because I didn't want Kat to go on to this trip if she was feeling like shit. Yeah. And then she went to urgent care. So I kept telling her like, we'll just cancel this trip then. Like no one knows anyways. Like, let's just cancel it. We can postpone it. Like,
yeah, everything. But like, yeah, yes, I get that.
Because her health was my concern. It was like, no. If you don't feel good, I'm not putting you through that.
Yeah. Like, I get that. I love that. I love that you love me. But if we have a Disney trip plan, I'm going. I'm going. And the other thing that we were like, that we knew, but I didn't grasp at the time is like all like 2 weeks before, I've been checking the weather. Yeah. And it said like rain 25%, and then it went up to like 50, and then it went down to 30, and then it went back up to 40. Like supposedly
it was like up to 90 at one day.
Yeah, one day it was like up to 90, and then it like went away. Like we were getting teased that it was gonna rain. So I was like, oh my God, we have to like go prepared. And then the day, or like 2 or 3 days before, it said that it was gonna rain on Sunday instead of Saturday. Yeah. And then the morning of, okay, so hold on, we're getting ahead of ourselves. So we knew that it could rain. But I guess I didn't grasp at the time that it would. So like I knew I was sick and I knew I didn't feel good, but I didn't I didn't calculate the rain in that.
Yeah.
Because, spoiler alert, it did rain, and it did rain a lot.
Yeah.
And it was cold, and there was wind, and I couldn't breathe in the cold air because it would hurt my throat, and then I couldn't cough because it hurt my chest, and like, it was a lot.
Yeah.
So after I went to urgent care on Friday, I come home, and from then on, like, we kind of knew that our family sees us on the weekends.
Yeah.
We see my mom on Wednesday, we see my dad on Thursday, and we see Martin's mom or Martin's family. Usually we see them over the weekend, at least once over the weekend. So I told Martin, in order for us to like pull this off where no one knows, we have to visit your mom or your family specifically before we leave. So we went on Friday, we hung out, which isn't odd for us to do. So we went and we hung out. And then we come home, and Friday evening on, I was taking medicine. I was doing laundry. We were packing our bags, like, ready to go. So we wake up at 4 a.m. And the goal was to leave at 4. No, the goal was to leave at 3.
Yes.
Because it took 4 hours to get there, and Disneyland opens at 8, but parking opens at 7. So we were like, okay, let's just pull off a mission.
Yeah.
So we went to bed that night later than we wanted to, and ended up waking up at 4 instead of 3 o'clock. And at 4, my alarm went off, and I was like, oh my gosh, we had to pack. But because we packed the night before, all we really had to do was like put on our shoes and like grab the last minute things. So that's what happened. We woke up at 4. We were in the car by 4:30, walking into Disneyland at 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah. So we literally were like, that was the game plan. Like, we're leaving the morning of.
Yeah.
And we thought about it. We were like, well, what if we leave Friday? What if we do this? And we were like, no, that wouldn't be right if we leave Friday. Like, Kat was more like, no, like, let's just leave Saturday morning. I was worried that I was going to be burnt out in Disneyland because I was going to drive all day. Yeah. You know? Let me tell you, I was burnt out the entire day. I had 4 C4s. No, 3.
No, you had 3 and we shared one.
I had 3. We shared one. And just to be cracked out, to be full of energy, because let me tell you, Monster's not going to do it. C4 is my go-to.
And that's kind of how we got through the day. Because like I was also... like, we were happy to be there, but I was sick. Yeah. So, like, my energy was high, but, like, it wasn't, like, I wasn't, like, on fire. And I feel like you were, like, your energy was high, but you weren't on fire because you just drove. And I woke up that morning and I was like, I'll do my makeup in the car. I'll do my hair. Like, I'll do everything in the car. And Martin was like, I'll drive. One, because I'm sick, and they gave me lean for my cough.
Yeah, so she couldn't.
So I couldn't drive. Yeah, I couldn't drive. I was like, I won't take it. And he's like, no, if we're going to be in Disneyland all day, you need to take your medicine. Yeah. So I took the medicine. Martin drove, and I was awake. I think I fell asleep for maybe an hour.
Yeah, maybe an hour. And then I woke up and I was doing my hair, my makeup. We stopped and used the restroom. And from then on, it was just park, change our shirt in the car, and in Disneyland. Yeah. So once we got into the park, we were just on such a high.
Yeah. Like it was like we act like we never go, bro. Yeah. We got there and we were like, oh my God, look at the castle.
No, it's just the feeling and the vibes. And it's just like, but I will say this, like, we checked in, we go through the security where we always go, and it wasn't packed. But this time the check-in, when you get into, when you want to scan in your ticket to let you into Disneyland, there was a lot of
And that's because we got there right when it opened.
Yeah, and I was like, damn, I told Kat, I was like, I don't think we've waited this long to check in.
Just walk in the gate.
Usually it's just straight walk in, like no wait, no nothing. But I will say this, that whole day was empty, and it was the perfect day.
Yeah, so I was on Instagram, and I don't know if it was Disney. It was a Disney account. I don't remember which one. If it was Pixar, or Disneyland.
It's usually like the fan accounts. Like,
no, it was a verified account.
Insides, yeah.
Yeah, it was a verified account when I saw it, because that's why I was like, oh my gosh. Oh, okay. But it was like a list of like the least busiest weekends of the year, and we happened to be there on the first like least busiest weekend, and that's what it felt. Because I kid you not, without the fast passes, I think we only waited like half an hour.
Yeah, we waited only 30
Like, the max we've ever waited was half an hour, and that was for Peter Pan, which is like, if you go to Disneyland, that one's always over an hour. Yeah. So it wasn't bad. And then I think because so we get there, and we were like, okay, let's book our first ride. We end up going to Indiana Jones, which is like a big hitter for us. Yeah. And usually the longer you wait in the day, the further the fast pass gets. Yeah.
So we were like, no, let's
do it first.
Let's just wait in line. Let's book a fast pass.
Yeah. And we went and we got like breakfast before. Like, it was like a whole little vibe. We go By 2:00, we did all our rides.
Yeah, we were done early.
Like all our favorite rides done. Yeah. And like when I say all of them, I mean almost every single park in that ride besides the mountain parks because I'm a weenie. But like we were done.
Yeah.
And from then on we were like, okay, like we were doubling the rides again. We were like taking pictures. We were like at the castle. We were
smooth sailing.
Chilling.
Let's be honest. Like we did, what was it? Was it, Mickey and Minnie's
Runaway Railroad?
Yes. Sorry, I'm stuttering a lot. But yes, we did that one. We ate and then we were just chilling. We're like, all right, what are we doing next?
And we were kind of done.
Yeah, like
and the day was so pretty.
It was. It was like I grabbed some amazing clips. You took a lot of pictures in the castle. Like, and it wasn't cloudy at all.
No, and it wasn't, and there was like a little wind, so it felt good.
Yeah.
Like if you were in the sun, it was hot, and when you were in the shade, it felt good.
Yes.
Or you were almost cold in the shade.
You were almost cold.
It was like a perfect day.
Exactly.
Until about
like what, like around 5 maybe?
I was gonna say like 5 or 6.
It just started getting
the sun started setting.
Yeah.
And it gets cold. And we were prepared, but like I was unprepared on purpose. I was like, I want a jacket.
Yeah.
So I was unprepared on purpose. You were prepared. And we get there, we're there and the sun starts setting and you see the clouds. But like you don't feel nothing yet. So then I don't know what ride. We went on a ride and we came out and it was raining.
Yeah, it was.
Was it Star Tours?
No, Star Tours, we did it early on. It was...
Rise of the Resistance?
No, that one.
Millennium Falcon?
No, we did Rise of the Resistance.
Oh, yeah, we did them back to back.
Yeah.
Our programming was on point this time.
Yeah.
I don't remember what ride it was. I guess it doesn't matter.
It wasn't a ride. It was because we were shopping.
Yes.
We were shopping. This is the first time that I will say that me and Kat, we were
hunting.
We were hunting for merchandise.
Yeah.
But we were shopping and we were at one of the stores in downtown. Main Street.
Yeah.
On Main Street. We were looking at the store there. What's the store
Emporium.
called? At the Emporium. We were looking at certain things. Kat was trying to look for the Spirit jersey, this all black Spirit jersey.
The black on black Spirit jersey. I never found it.
And we couldn't find it. And then we were like, well, what if we go to downtown Disney and let's see
I was on the hunt. I was serious about this.
Yeah.
I was like, we got time today.
I was like, well, we could check downtown Disney. And then we were also looking for other things for our families.
Yeah, which we usually don't do.
Yeah, but we were like, come on, we can do it. We can figure something
Usually
out.
it's just our nieces that get stuff.
Yeah, so we were just on the hunt. And we never found that Spirit jersey and never got restocked for my size because I'm a big dude and they never have my size really.
At Disney they do a good job of having your size.
Yeah,
I'm like, don't be rude.
It's very rare for the stuff that I like though.
Yeah, you do have a style. So yeah, it was pretty cool until about I'd say like 6 o'clock. By 7 it was pouring.
Yeah. But it was pouring like on and off. Like it wasn't like from 7 till midnight.
Yeah, no. It was like spotty for sure.
Yeah.
So before it even started raining, before the sun went down, like right before, Martin was like, you need to get a jacket. Cause I was like coughing and like, I wasn't coughing crazy. Cause I was like, I don't want to be like that sick person at Disneyland.
Yeah.
So I was like, I wasn't coughing as much, and also I was taking my medicine and I had cough drops.
Yeah.
But Martin was like, it's going to get cold and you need to like be covered. So we went to the store, I got a jacket and I zipped it up to the very top. I put that hood on.
Yeah.
And I was bundled all night, which kind of didn't matter because you were walking through the water. And guys, my shoes were dry until literally walking to the tram, and I skipped a puddle and my shoe was wet from then on, and I still haven't worn them again because I think they're ruined. So we go, I get a jacket. It's like on and off raining. And that's how we spent the rest of our night. I think because it was raining, people left early, like people with the kids, people in strollers, people, I think they were just leaving early because it was raining, and all of the the teacups were closed. Like all the rides that are outside were closed, obviously, because they're wet. So a lot of people left early, and that's when Martin and I were able to take advantage of the rides that usually have longer lines.
Yeah.
But we stayed pretty long. We stayed pretty late. No, we stayed until it closed. What am I talking about? We stayed the whole time, but we were leaving and we decided like, hey, we should get, because it was raining and like we really couldn't do anything. I was like, we should get a locker to put our stuff in, because Martin was like, our bag's so heavy, because it was carrying like our water, it was carrying the C4s. Like Martin was like, my back hurts from carrying this backpack all day. And I did not want to go all the way to the car. So I was like, okay, let's put it in a locker. So we went out to the locker. And then we spent the rest of the day literally just hopping, like damn near running from ride to ride to ride to ride to ride. Like from then on, it was fun. It was cool. All of this to round out the night. We go back and it's pouring on and off. We're wet. Our jackets are wet. We're wet, right? Mm-hmm. We go to the locker. And if you guys know Disneyland, it's to the left of the entrance. Mm-hmm. So you walk all the way over there. There's lost and found. Then there's a locker and then there's a bathroom. So we were like, okay, let's go to the bathroom first before we leave, because there's going to be a line when we leave, blah, blah. I walk in to the women's restroom. Mind you, I'm not going to lie to you.
This is already the end of the
It's the very end of the day.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie to you guys. I was in a bad mood. I couldn't breathe. It was cold. It was windy. Martin's trying to make me laugh. I'm not in the vibe. Like I was not in the best mood. Mm-hmm. Okay. Martin's like, let's just go to the bathroom and then we'll come home. I'm complaining my throat hurts. I walk into the restroom and I'm wearing good shoes. I walk into the restroom. I probably take one solid step. The next step keeps going and I fall. I fall and I'm just sitting on the floor like it's my 13th reason. And a little Mexican lady, bless her soul, she turns around and she said, ¿Estás bien?
And then Kat done.
And then I said,
uppercutted that old lady right in the fucking jaw.
No, I didn't. I said, sí, gracias. And then I got up, I walked to the bathroom, I just sat on the toilet.
Human.
I just sat on the toilet and I wanted to cry. I'm not going to lie to you, I wanted to cry. So then I get out of the bathroom.
That poor old lady didn't do nothing to you.
No, she was very sweet. She was very sweet. So I get up, I'm embarrassed. Thank God it was just her, because if it was a group of teenagers, I would have died. But I was so embarrassed. I go to the bathroom, whatever. I'm literally just sitting there on TikTok. Finally, I get out. Martin's not out yet. And I'm sitting on like a dry part because somebody else was sitting there. So I kind of like took their spot. And as I'm sitting there, like sad that I just fell, it starts pouring out of nowhere like a fucking movie. Yeah. And now I'm pissed because now I have to wait for Martin, who was equally waiting for me because he's in the bathroom and I'm now sitting in the rain. Yeah. All that to say, we finally get to the hotel. It wasn't much better, honestly. I took my medication. Martin took a shower. And then I was sitting in the steam of his shower, which did help. And then I didn't fall asleep until 3 a.m.
Yeah. Once I was done, I was done.
Yeah. And I think because we were up so early, we literally hit that bed and it was over.
Yeah. And my thing is we were walking all day. We were busy all day. And like, I always need to shower. Like as soon as I'm done with my day. Yeah. I always come home and I take a shower. So when we were done, I got back to the hotel and I was like, I need a shower.
I was so damn bad. I didn't. I'm not going to lie to you. Yeah. I brushed my teeth, put my hair in a bun and called it good.
Yeah, no, I was just like, I'll feel so much better after a shower and then just, boom, knockout.
And I think that's when most of our family found out. I'm not a good secret keeper, so I called my mom when I was there. That was another thing. I was texting my mom. Me and my mom had a Snapchat streak. Shout out to Mary Helen.
And that shows how much your mom doesn't even pay attention to you. Dude.
No, it was so funny.
It's funny.
Okay, so I was Snapchatting my mom. And like another thing you guys don't know, I've been doing 30 minutes a day where I have to go outside. Recently I hadn't because I'm still kind of sick. But I've been doing half an hour outside where I can just lay in our hammock or I can sit there in the sun, but I have to go outside and touch grass for 30 minutes. So I was sending my mom Snapchats of like trees and like showing her without showing her that I was at Disneyland. And she kept saying like, oh, good girl for doing your 30 minutes. And then I'd send her another picture of like a flag. And she's like, oh, so pretty. Or like flowers. And then finally it was like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. It was like raining at this point. And I FaceTimed her. And I was like, Mary Helen, go open your Snapchat. And it was the top of Thunder Mountain, I think. Yeah. Oh, no. Was it Thunder Mountain?
No, it was the flag on the castle.
On the castle, that's what it was. It was a flag on the castle. I said, Mary Helen, go open your Snapchat right now. So she goes to open it and she's like, you're in Disneyland? And I was like, yes. I said it was a secret, but I couldn't keep a secret. So all day I was trying to tell you without telling you. And then her boyfriend was like, I don't know about you, but I'd be upset because that just shows she doesn't pay attention to you. And I was like, okay, easy now. But she was like, I just thought you were at home because you were so sick. Like, are you okay? And I was like, I'm in Disneyland, girl. I'm chilling.
You're like, I'm
living my best life. Yeah. My best life.
Best life.
I'm living my best life. And she was like, well, you better stay warm and you better drink tea. And she was like, live your best life. And I was like, I am, girl. So I told my mom, I think Martin ended up telling his cousin.
No, it was just
and then my brother found out.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I just took pictures and I was like, well, whatever. Like, we're already here. Like,
it was fun. And then when you're there, we want to like be excited about being there. So I was like, somebody's going to break.
Yeah.
But it was fun. It was cool. And then we got to drive home the next day.
Well, we went back to downtown Disney the next day.
That next day.
And we were just like, what were we doing? I think we were just shopping
we went
more.
back. No, we went back to exchange my jacket.
That's what it was.
Because my jacket was too big. So then, not the one I was wearing. I got 2 jackets.
Yeah.
You cut that out. They don't have to know that. The jacket was too big, so we went to exchange it. Mm-hmm. So we went and got coffee in the morning because our checkout was at like 10.
Yeah, and I didn't know that they had a dedicated Marvel Avengers store.
Yeah.
In downtown Disney, so we went in there, and gosh, if I had more money, I would spend on a lot more shit.
I know, but tell them what I got you for Valentine's Day.
Kat got me the Iron Man heart that says proof that Tony has a heart.
And it's his heart.
Yeah, it's the Iron Man heart. It's like a little display. And then they had a Captain America shield. They had the broken shield. Like, they had a lot of great things.
And those were like $400+ though.
Yeah. They had the Green Goblin's like helmet.
That was cool.
And they were expensive.
They had Doctor Strange's cape. Mm-hmm. Is that what it's called? Cape?
Yeah. I don't know what the name of it's called.
Yeah.
But
they had it. It was cool. So we went through there. We got coffee. We got the corn dogs.
We passed through the beignets.
Yeah.
The cafe.
We were just exploring downtown Disney.
There was a store that you were telling me that just opened up, and it's from Japan.
My gosh, I'm so upset. So there's this store. It's called Storybook something. Mm-hmm. Or Storytellers Story. No, I think it's Storybook something. And I guess they got keychains from Disney Tokyo. And when we went that morning, it was like one of the first days that they had them. And there was a line outside the store. And I was like, I didn't feel good. So I was like, I don't want to wait in line to get these keychains. Well, I'll just wait until the next time I come. So then I went to visit my aunts not that long ago, and my sister-in-law wanted to go to downtown Disney. So we go to downtown Disney, and I asked the associate, like, oh, when are you guys going to get the keychains again? She said, oh, we're not. That was just a one-time thing. Mm-hmm. And I was kind of sad because that day that we were there, I could have gone.
There was just a long line, but I was telling Kat, we were walking past it. I was like, what is that? Why are there people waiting for that store? And she was like, well, it opened up from Japan or something. Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. But I didn't want to wait in line just to get something that I had no idea what it would have been.
Yeah, it was just a keychain. And right now I'm really into like keychains or like things to clip on my purse. Mm-hmm. So I was like, I kind of wanted to, but I didn't feel good. And Martin was like, we could wait if you want. And I was like, nah.
Because it looked like just like a long line.
Yeah. So we decided not to. And now I'll never have one of those keychains. And it is what it is.
Well, I mean, that store is there, so.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Anyways, all that to say, we went to get corn dogs. And then after that, we were hitting the road. Got home at a decent time. And that was it, right?
Well, the drive back.
Oh my God, that was crazy.
The hardest, because
you said we were on a voyage.
Yeah, because it was pouring. It was pouring rain.
Yeah.
And then the Grapevine had snow. And mind you, we just drove from the Grapevine not that long ago, like literally yesterday.
Yeah.
And we're driving, and I'm driving up, and there was no snow at all. Like, it was clear.
The other thing that we forgot to say was there was a fire in the Grapevine.
Yes. On the other side, though.
Yeah, it wasn't where we were
It wasn't like messing up our commute.
And it wasn't that big. I don't think it was threatening that many people. It was just burning.
It was just burning. And it was
Which
on
is
the
still
other
sad.
side. Yeah. Well, LA's just on fire. There was just so many fires.
It was a time.
Yeah. But there was 3 different accidents, like horrible accidents that were backing up. There was one, the first one, it was the car, I'm pretty sure the car had hydroplaned and ran into another vehicle, but they were able to move off to the side. and can let traffic continue going. There was a moment where I was literally driving and I was telling Kat, I was like, fuck, I'm losing control of the car. And you felt
it. Yeah.
Yeah. And I wasn't going fast. I had to slow down my speed just so that way I didn't lose control of the car. And then there was another accident that it looked like it was just like a fender bender, but they stayed in the middle of the lane. So it just caused everybody to kind of like, hey, like what the fuck, and move
trying
around.
to like maneuver.
Yeah, and then it wasn't until we got to the third one and it was going up the grapevine where it was horrible, and they had blocked all 4 lanes. And they were. It
was like a standstill.
Yeah, they were waiting, and I'm pretty sure they were. We saw the firefighters and like
all the first responders
like going up to it, but they had to like maneuver through all the traffic of us, like just
waiting.
Yeah.
Well, and then I was asleep. And there was a time where Martin was like, "Oh my God, I can't see," and I opened my eyes, and literally I think we were by a big rig or a truck, but the truck was putting water over our view. So you didn't see nothing that whole time that he was going through a puddle because he was throwing it on our window. Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, you really can't. And he was like, it's fine. But I was like freaking out. Martin's like, just go back to sleep, please.
Yeah, I was just like, just shut up. Let me drive. Like, let me figure this out.
Yeah, I was stressed and I wasn't even driving.
Yeah. But once we got out of it, like, it was like, okay, we're fine. Like, once we got passed through the grapevine.
Yeah.
It just took a minute. It gave us like another hour and a half added into our. No, it gave us another 2 hours.
It was 2 hours, yeah.
A delay just to get home, but luckily we were able to get home safely. And like I said, we made a whole vlog out of it. And if I can get it to work and edit,
then you guys will be seeing that shortly.
Yeah, and I can post it and get that shit going.
Yeah, I think that's all.
Yeah, so that's all the update that I guess we have. Like,
oh my gosh, you know what we didn't do?
What?
Run the intro.
Oh shit, we just jumped right into it.
Run it right now.
I'm gonna run it in the beginning.
You said I'm not gonna lie to you.
That's how I know people know that I didn't, like, I forgot to add the intro during the conversation, because it will play in the beginning of the episode.
Just random. Well, listen, we're not perfect, all right?
Yeah.
We're coming back from a break.
Yeah. So I have other episodes with other guests, and I can't wait to edit those and post those, but I felt like this really needed to be out here now.
And everything's like pretty up to date. Oh, Martin asked me to be his Valentine.
Mm-hmm. So we're going to also record a Valentine's Day episode.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that there. Tune in later if you want to hear how.
Mm-hmm. Well, all right. Well, you guys are up to date with our lives, and now that we're back in the routine, I'm back to posting and being more proactive, more than ever, and embracing these new opportunities, because I am excited. I'm also scared, but we'll see where it goes. So in advance, I do want to say shout out to everybody that I have, and everyone that has come to these episodes. Shout out to everyone that I'm going to be working with in the future, and hopefully we can get something going and working that out. So I'm grateful, and let's just knock this year out with a bang. One thing that I didn't get a chance to talk about is New Year's resolutions and New Year's goals.
Oh, interesting.
So in the platform itself, my goal is to reach 5,000, and my next big thing that I want is for my studio to come together and to hopefully have more visuals and to post more video footage of content, because I know a lot of people like to see podcasts on YouTube, and they just like
vlogs and stuff.
They just, not even vlogs, but like just
literal video form.
Yeah, the video format of the YouTube, of the interview.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna work on that. Hopefully when the studio is up and running and I get that whole situated, but that's the goal, is to reach another milestone and be there. Right now, Instagram's at 4,000. Thank God. Because before I used to think like, man, motherfuckers do not want to interact with my shit.
They are not rocking with me right now.
They rock with the podcast, but they listen to it, but they don't follow it. What the fuck? But no, now everything's all matching together. So now it's like, it's coming together. Finally.
It's working. Time is doing its thing.
Yes. So let's keep it going. Let's keep it growing. And eventually, like I said, I'm going to start working on everything. So YouTube, here I come. YouTube, I'm gonna start going after the subscribers, and again, I'm gonna be more proactive on that.
Period, love.
So let's get this going, and thank you guys for listening. And remember to catch us everywhere on all platforms at Broke Boys
_FF.
Exactly.
Broke Boys with a Z.
Broke Boys with a Z. And you guys can listen to me literally anywhere. iHeartRadio, Pandora, Amazon Music, Spotify, everywhere. We're literally...
Listen on all those platforms at the same time.
And if you don't want to picture, and if you don't have any of those platforms, Google Broke Boys from Fresno. You'll find us literally anywhere now. And people will post it on whatever platforms they have it, even if it's third party, even if it's from that Russian dude that stole my episodes.
Easy on the Russian man. Easy on the Russian man.
I know somebody's bootlegging my shit. I don't know who it is, but I appreciate you.
But I will find you. And I will give you a hug.
I don't know who you are.
But thank
when
you.
I catch you, Ricky, when I catch you, Ricky.
You're dumb.
But no, dead ass. You can catch us literally anywhere. And thank you guys. And we love you. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you, Buzzsprout. Thank you for the support, and I'm blessed to be on this journey. Love you guys. We'll catch you guys on the next episode. Much love. Peace.
Bye.